Watch this.
Lawmakers say a shutdown is never good politics, yet here we are again in Congress. This time, though, a new strategy could hit federal workers harder than before. We'll explain. 6 days a week, nearly a century of life, and still no slowing down. Meet the 94-year-old Oregon woman teaching lessons on swimming and resilience. From the forest floor to the family table, we'll take you inside the world of mushroom foraging and the festival in Washington that celebrates it all. A looming situation in D.C. that could have long-reaching impacts. If a deal isn't made on a short-term budget, the United States government is set to shut down in 4 days. Idaho Congressman Mike Simpson talks about how that can be avoided and what votes need to look like. Take a look.
I think if that happens, which is looking more and more likely, that it will probably be relatively short. I'm thinking 2 or 3 or 4 days, maybe the rest of that week, next week. So other than that, you notice that Voigt at OMB put out a message to all his agencies yesterday that said, get ready if there's a shutdown for mass firings. The reason that he put that out, I believe, having not talked to him, is that in the past, whenever there's been a shutdown, and we've had several of them, sometimes it's just over the weekend, sometimes it's for 2 or 3 or 4 weeks. When we reopen the government, we give all of the employees back pay so that they don't lose money because the government was shut down. Mm-hmm. So for some of them, it was like a vacation for a few weeks, you know, because they got paid. Well, if you fire them, even if you come back in a week or 2 or 3 weeks and rehire them, you don't have to do that back pay because they were fired. Mm-hmm. I think that's meant to put pressure on the Senate Democrats to see if they really want to go down that road or not. And in fact, what a shutdown would do is give the president and the administration an extreme amount of authority to run the government and do the things the Democrats are complaining about right now. It's going to increase his power to do that if they shut the government down, which is why Chuck Schumer in March decided to vote to not shut the government down. He did the right thing in March, but he got his rear end handed to him by his base. We'll see where it goes this time.
And I know that the margins are so slim in Congress right now. What margin is needed right now to get a budget passed for 7 weeks?
We need 60 votes in the Senate. It's already passed the House. We need 60 votes in the Senate, and we've got 53 Republicans. There are, and one Republican that won't vote for it, Rand Paul, has said he'd vote no, and so we just kind of count him as a no. So we got 52, which means we would need 8 Democrats. And there's probably between 6 and 8 Democrats that I think believe that shutting down the government is a bad thing, but whether Chuck and the Democratic leadership can talk them into voting to shut the government down is hard to say. That's why there's this little iffy of whether the government's going to shut down or not. I hope it doesn't. I think shutting down the government is never good policy, and it's never good politics. So in the past, we've always been blamed for it, Republicans, whether it was our fault or not. This time, it will literally be the decision of what Chuck Schumer and the Democrats decide to do in the Senate.
Sunday morning at 9 a.m. on our Viewpoint program, you can hear my conversation with Congressman Simpson. We talked about the FCC, the First Amendment. Yes, we'll talk about Jimmy Kimmel. We also talked about his support on restrictions for transgender health care policy for minors. We will dive in Sunday, 9 a.m. here on 7. The drive up to Bogus Basin is going to be a little different this ski season. Gone is the generations-old cattle guard 4 miles up Bogus Basin Road, and for decades, the domicile of the mythical snow trolls that would hitch a ride in its place. Ah, yes, you ever let the trolls in or out? Well, the Ada County Highway District unveiled a new rumble strip this week. The pipe under the cattle grate has been converted into a fully enclosed box culvert. ACHD says the old cattle grate was bad for the asphalt and was costing the county a lot of money to maintain that section of road, turning it from a passing by rite of passage to more of a series of speed bumps. The question is, how many times will ACHD have to repair this version going forward? Still let the trolls out. They got to get home. Society tells us that by age 94, we should be slowing down and taking it easy. Good luck telling that to one Oregon woman who has been defying those expectations now for decades. Because of her work, countless people have experienced something truly remarkable. Laurel Porter takes us for a swimming lesson up north.
Close your eyes and imagine a 94-year-old woman. What does she look like? What is she able to do? Now, open your eyes and meet Gwen Foley. She's been teaching adaptive swimming for decades and is a superhero to many.
Morning, Jill. How are you?
Good, how are
Striding
Good.
tall,
You got a full crew today?
strong, and confidently. Gwen Foley doesn't walk like someone who's lived nearly a century of life.
But Carter's coming today. He'll be there.
Oh, that's exciting. Good.
So, yeah.
She walks like someone who refuses to let time dictate her pace.
Yes.
94 years old, swimming better than most people that I know.
At 94 years old,
94? Yeah, that's wild.
I'm ready to go.
this tireless swim instructor reports for volunteer duty at Tualatin Hills Parks and Recreation's Harmon Pool. Gwen has been teaching adaptive swimming since 1981. Each lesson creating ripples that extend far beyond the water's edge.
I just love it. I mean, I get way more out of it than, you know, it all comes back here. It's a feel good. You know, that I feel I'm so lucky that I'm able to do it.
This will be so much fun.
Yeah, she loves coming here.
I know.
The adaptive swim program is one-on-one instruction
So beautiful to see.
Yeah.
for people with all manner of disabilities,
There's Gwen.
like 71-year-old Shanti, diagnosed with ALS last December.
Yeah, she was really scared the first time. You were really scared to get in the water because you have to take this lift and get lowered in. And within a few sessions, she had completely relaxed.
Her daughter, Danielle,
Let's go float on your back.
has watched the disease quickly rob her mother, a former yoga instructor, of muscle strength and movement.
It's pretty awesome to see, yeah.
They come all the way from Northeast Portland to slip past the boundaries Shanti's body has built. In the pool's weightless world, with Gwen's support, Shanti can do things impossible for her on land.
Outside of the water, she can't bend her right leg, so it's cool to see in the water, you'll see her actually bending and moving her leg.
While ALS has stilled Shanti's voice,
Shanti, how you feeling?
in Gwen's gentle hands, her body speaks fluent hope.
Thumbs up.
Gwen will literally hold her in the water, and it's just really beautiful to see that trusted relationship.
Teacher and student have found their own language,
Yeah.
a connection that runs deeper than words.
It's a deep sense of trust. And
Center Supervisor Jill Coyle has known Gwen since Jill was a teenager.
Shanti is in her 70s, and Gwen is in her 90s. And it makes your heart sing when you see them together in the water. It's palpable, you can see it. And the trust is so complete.
What do you think about Gwen?
Gwen is quick to redirect any praise.
It's just inspirational to see. I mean, she makes my day.
You might say the pool is Gwen's second home. She's here 6 days a week.
Yeah.
She taught her 3 kids, 6 grandkids, and 3 great-grandsons how to swim.
Yeah.
Over 5 decades, too many others to count.
This is Linnea Goranson. I taught Linnea how to swim.
Beyond swimming lessons,
She's also one of the dragon boaters.
Gwen started a dragon
Yes.
boat team for Special Olympians and others
Yes, this is Nadia.
called Special Dragons.
What a group.
Her involvement began in the 1960s as a United Airlines flight attendant.
She was my supervisor, she's a member of Clipped Wings.
When Clipped Wings,
Yes.
a nonprofit of current and former flight attendants, supported Special Olympics.
Goes to show you what they can do.
She started volunteering then and never stopped.
They can do anything. People don't give them the credit that they need.
I'm doing bobs.
You do good bobs, good bubbles, okay?
Like 13-year-old Carter. He has Down syndrome and tried swimming lessons multiple times without success until he met Gwen.
You're doing great. Good, keep going. One more.
This nonagenarian has beaten cancer 5 times,
Go. Hey, Mom's going to be surprised, sir. Yes. Yes.
proving what the pool already knows.
Gwen is awesome.
For Gwen, there's no slowing down.
I guess they're surprised to see an old lady still putzing along.
In a world that often feels divided,
The more you move, the better you are.
Gwen Foley has found her answer in the universal language of water,
Nice straight leg.
where bodies float and dance regardless of their limitations.
Why not, give what you can?
But perhaps Gwen's greatest lesson isn't taught in the water at all. It's the understanding that the most powerful force in any pool isn't the swimmer, but the ripples they leave behind.
Nice job. Very good.
And we do have a sad update to this story. While Laurel was putting this story together, Shanti, the woman that Gwen was working with in the pool, passed away unexpectedly from complications of ALS. We send our deepest condolences to her family. And her daughter, Danielle, asked that we go forward with the story because Gwen, in the adaptive swim program, brought so much joy to her mom in her final weeks. And she suggested if anyone is interested, they can make donations to the Hopewell House in Portland, Oregon. Mushroom foraging is a popular activity in the Pacific Northwest, and this weekend, Stevenson, Washington is hosting a festival for novices and well-cultivated collectors. John Goodwin has more from our sister station in Portland.
Any opportunity to just get out in the woods, especially on a beautiful day like today.
The beautiful thing about the Pacific Northwest is you don't have to go far to find treasure.
I gotta remember where that spot is that we found yesterday.
I know where it is.
You do? Okay.
It was by the Pokies. That looks like the spot right there.
I think that's it.
Yeah, look.
We haven't got a ton of rain, so there isn't a lot right now.
In Skamania County, Dina Grinstead has made mushroom foraging her hobby for almost a decade.
He said it's like a treasure hunt. I either dry them or we cook them, make soup.
So we just look around on the floor.
Right now it's chanterelle season, lobster mushrooms, boletes.
With all her experience, Dina yields the floor to her 8-year-old son, Felix. Besides being a fun guy, he really knows his stuff.
Did you know there can be mushroom worms? They eat mushrooms and make them moldy.
He loves it so much and he's so excited. When's mushroom season? When's mushroom season?
My favorite part about it is having fun in the forest and it's all quiet. And I like finding the mushrooms. This one's definitely a chanterelle.
He's got a pretty good eye, that one. You looking over there, buddy?
Yeah.
All right.
Felix is so inspiring and so adorable.
Friend Tabitha Wiggins is also a mushroom enthusiast.
I would say I'm a blossoming enthusiast.
For the second year in a row, Tabitha is coordinating this weekend's Stevenson Mushroom Festival.
Inaugural year was a great success. We had a lot of fun. It sold out, so we decided to do it again.
The festival kicks off Friday, September 26th with a mushroom gala at the Columbia Gorge Museum for guests 21 and older. On Saturday is the family-friendly Mushroom Hunt Passport Adventure. There are 19 locations across town with special stamps for your passport.
We have a mushroom trail that we're not telling anyone about. We're just saying in the forest. There we go. Nice chamois. This is our 5th one. More. That's crazy. Whoa. Those were beautiful.
People are just fanatic about mushrooms, and so we just wanted to create something that would celebrate that and do something that was family friendly, something that people could get out in the shoulder season. Also to inspire people to come out and explore Stevenson itself and all that it has to offer.
If you're thinking about foraging, it's easy to get lost out here, so make sure you're prepared and know how to navigate. Take it from Felix, who won't disclose his secret foraging spot.
I'm not going to tell you where I am, but I'm Felix, and let's get out there.
what a beautiful day it was yesterday as we saw lots of warm temperatures and a beautiful sunset as you saw in some of those photos. But a huge change here for today. We continue with the sunshine. We had some breezier conditions and temperatures were down almost 10 degrees in some spots, down about 12 degrees out in Mountain Home as we hit the 90s yesterday in some spots in the Treasure Valley. And look at that cool down that we're seeing here for today. But we're expecting a warm up as we get on into tomorrow. So these are some of the observed highs we've seen so far into the mid 70s here in Boise. But we're going to see that warm up coming along here for tomorrow as we start to look here. We'll see into those low 60s as we get there about lunchtime, then getting into the 80s as we get towards the afternoon. And then as we get closer into the evening, we continue into those low 70s. So it's going to stay warm. So temperatures warm enough to look pretty good here for the game out on the blue. 81 degrees there for kickoff there for 5:30. Lighter winds coming in around 5 to 10 miles an hour. And then by the end of that game, upper 60s, so it's going to be a pretty warm day as we get on into Saturday and even into Sunday. But getting into next week, we're going to see some changes. So this is going to be the checklist you're going to need there, as you're going to need that umbrella, a coat, and a hooded jacket with rain boots and some patience, as that rain expected to impact that commute there for the morning and even for the afternoon. So we're going to look on ahead and see and pay attention to Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, as we're going to see some of those precipitation chances come along and increase into the middle of next week. But we also see a chance for some spots as it's going to be cold enough above 8,000 feet to see a light dusting of snow here as we get towards the early portion of the week. But most of that continues on as rain. So as we look here at our future cast, we're going to start to notice a little bit more of those changes that come along as we start to get closer into Sunday. We'll start to see those clouds there into the eastern Idaho and the Magic Valley, staying clear for most of Sunday, but then we'll see those clouds increase. More of that rain starts to come in there as we get towards Monday afternoon, and we'll continue with that active weather as we look on ahead into Tuesday and Wednesday as we expect showers, those winds to start to pick up, and again, cooler temperatures as we're going to get much cooler and be the coolest that we've seen so far since late May, and we're back down into the upper 60s. Now, because of that system and that event, we do have first order weather conditions, so something to keep in mind as you start to prepare for next week. So we get through lots of the sunshine there for Sunday, and then we continue on with some of those storm chances that come along into Tuesday, and we stay much cooler all the way through Thursday, staying into those 60s all the way through Friday.
All right, thank you so much. Well, maybe a season of the sign of the season, I should say, and you only have a couple more days to take advantage of summer activities at Bogus Basin. Then that includes the Mountain Coaster. Also, Boise State's got a big football game against Appalachian State. We've got everything you need to know ahead of kickoff. Richard Rodriguez has the 411.
In recognition of Suicide Prevention Month, a group of Boise nonprofits are working together to destigmatize conversations about mental health and suicide awareness. 3 organizations, including the Speedy Foundation, You, Me, We, All, and Connection is the Cure, helped create opportunities and resources for conversations about mental health to happen this week. Part of the event included professional skier and mental health advocate Drew Peterson from Colorado, speaking to teens in the Boise School District and young adults on the Boise State campus. Starting Monday, construction will begin to expand the Ada County Courthouse lobby. The county says the remodel will help the courthouse expand its services to keep up with the county's growing population. County commissioners approved the project in this year's fiscal budget. The project is expected to wrap up by November. You have a couple more days to try out Bogus Basin's summer activities. This weekend is the last weekend of the mountain summer season. Activities open tomorrow at 11 a.m. and close Sunday at 5 p.m. These activities include the ropes course, mountain coaster, and the mountain bike course. On Saturday, Bogus is celebrating National Public Lands Day with interactive booths and a panel discussion and raffle. The Broncos are facing off against the Mountaineers from Appalachian State tomorrow. For everything you need to know ahead of the game, be sure to catch our Bronco Roundup pregame show today right here on KTVB at 6 o'clock. Jordan Smith and Austin Parr will break down what fans need to know ahead of Saturday's kickoff. And then an hour before the game at 4:30 tomorrow, Jordan and Austin will be live from the field with the latest on injuries, on-field warm-ups, and sideline interviews. That show will air on KTVB Plus. Download KTVB Plus on your TV and watch for free. But if you can't wait for a preview of the matchup with Appalachian State, you can text BSU to the number on your screen. That's 208-321-5614, and we'll send a link to the game day guide to your phone where you can find all that information and more. That's the 411 on the 208. I'm Richard Rodriguez.
All right, let's get to some comments to cap off the week. We will go to the big board, and this person says, hey, Joe, stories like Gwen is a big reason I watched the 208. We need more people like her. Thanks for being a 208 viewer. Yes, we love to show some of the best people and best personalities from our region. This person rises, Brian in Boise. God bless Gwen. What an angel and an inspiration. I agree. And someone wants to know, is that the same Laurel Porter from KTVB 30 years ago? It is. Hi, Laurel. All right, folks, have a great weekend.
Continue with us and watch free now on the KTVB Plus app every